Last week we discussed on the entry. This week we're going to study into how to make our exit or taking profits. As usual, we'll do a few case studies on how I do my exits during this bear market since the third week of 2022. And today's content, there are two parts. The first part, we will discuss on why each exits is within 3 months. And second part, we'll continue to discuss about why I've turned from a long-term investor to being a short-term trader in the US stock market since January 2022 and onwards. And I believe I'm going to stay in this mode being a short-term trader into the US stock market into 2023 as well. And if you've been following this series, the trading series, today will be the number 6. And last week we discussed on the entry, and today we're going to discuss on the exit using time frame. Now, so I've provided some links below. You can always visit my YouTube channel if you want to find the trading series. I have created a playlist in the YouTube channel for easier reference. Now, before we get started, and let's take some time to also read into the disclaimer down here. All right, let's get started on the first part. And we're going to discuss about why each exit is around 3 months. And you notice that this is maybe one full cycle here. From the top, it reached the trough to the top. That's about 11 weeks, around 3 months. And from here, it started again. This is another cycle. You could see a V shape. That's another maybe about 12 weeks. And that's another some weeks here, about 3 months. Within 3 months, it's pretty fascinating where that's what I've discovered. And of course, there's a reason why, but today that's not the topic. Well, I will leave it to another time why each short-term cycle is within 3 months. Now, on the fourth part of this trading series, we discuss about investors and trading profiling. The title is Choosing Between the Time Frames. And this was what we've discussed. And as mentioned earlier, since the third week of 2022, I've turned from a long-term investor in the US market for many years to being a short-term trader. And we just have to do the right thing. We have to plan it right, do the right thing at the given right time. And this time in 2022 and next year, and I believe it's a great opportunity for traders. And this is what I'm going to do here. In the past, I was doing about long-term, somewhere around here for the US stock market, but I've switched out from the US stock market to looking into trading the US indices here. And I've positioned that for my profiling, it is right time to do short-term trading, plan it well, execute it well, and each position that I have is holding periods is between about 2 days to 3 months. And this is what we have discussed on the fourth part. And today I'm just going to give you a demonstration of how we do that. And we could see that over the past many years, the US stock market has been going up, and we're starting into the Nasdaq index. That's what we saw. But later I'm going to share with you some links that also describe about why I've turned short on the third week of 2022. But there are some precision here that I want to bring you into. And what's the precision is this is the one. Just give me a moment. And now, as we could see here, there's this bearish engulfing body. On the daily closing, on that week itself, the closing, we spotted this bearish engulfing body. And of course, in the fundamental front, and that was also the CPI then in 2021 November, we start to see that it's hitting about 30 to 40 years high. And fundamentally, I'm seeing something is moving. And technically, you have given me a great clue with this bearish engulfing body. And I'm sharing in this forum called Timing the Market. And today, I'm still actively participating with the rest of my members, and we are participating very actively as well. So on this day itself, on the 26th November, we've discussed that we saw this bearish engulfing body, and that's have really literally turned being a long-term investor to, since then until today and into 2023, we're going to maintain being a short-term trader for the US market. So that's what we're discussed. And we could see here is that the market has come down. Now, let me just literally bring you through. and counted the wicks. So at that point, of course, being a long-term investor in the stock market, I've exited most of my stock position. And then since then, I prefer to trade the US indices into trading the US market. So we have to also select the right product from the right strategy. For trading, usually I'll prefer to deploy derivatives, for example, like US indices. Uh, this is what we're seeing here, the Nasdaq E-mini futures. Now, let's count the week. As we look into on part 5, we spoke about the entry. We are using the patterns of candlesticks. So today I'm going to continue with that. But I also want to bring you to attention that we could use the time frame, knowing that your plan is a short-term trader. Holding period is between 2 days to maybe a maximum of about 3 months. So now this time frame is really helpful to exit our position. Now, I have cleared the long-term holding, but I also turn short on the US derivative or the Nasdaq E-mini futures to be specific. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 in weeks, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10th week. Now, on the 10th week itself, literally we could see that there was a hammer. So this is a time that I've taken profit around here and stay light and let it continue to move. Of course, in the downtrend that I've recognized, market always move in jagged. You will move up as well. So I do not mind to take some really short-term long position, although I prefer to short right now and hold it a bit longer. Now, so this is another proposition that I've seen that is such a classic hammer. And I get into a long position again. Let's count the week on this half cycle. The full cycle is about 12 weeks. And half cycle is, of course, half of it. We saw that one, that's the position that I've got in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we saw inverted hammer. And this was very interesting here that in the forum that I table for discussion again, that we could see that this is 7th of March. Where 7th of March is after this hammer. 7th of March is here, but I'm still seeing that there's a great proposition to get into the market on buy position that I threw out this for members to discuss. And we could see that there's this really classic, nice hammer here. Okay, so pattern recognition. And we could see that the market have moved about half a cycle. And we saw inverted hammer and it is time to exit. But this time frame also helped me tremendously in making the exit decision and turn short. And that's entry. On part 5, we discussed about entry. And let's look at the another half cycle, which is 3 months period, half cycle. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why 9? Because I continue to hold on this short position until I saw this bullish engulfing body. It is time to take profit, but then I did not get into a long position. I did wait for a while until the next bullish engulfing body appear. I can't remember why I did not turn long. It could be maybe the numbers or certain fundamentals just doesn't seems to gel. And I waited for this period where there is a bullish engulfing body. Now, starting at this point, we turn long and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we saw a bearish engulfing body. And that's where we exited and turn short. Now let's count again. Now I believe that you're seeing something here. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we saw a bullish engulfing body. Can you see how fascinating is this? And then there are some numbers, fundamental reason plus this bullish engulfing body. It is time to turn long again. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this became an exit on this long. A short long, but this is an exit here. Why? Because if you look at the candlestick patterns, we could see that it is an inverted hammer. It is time to exit and turn short. So we're going to come back again. And what is my short position and how long technically I'm going to hold it. Now, let's go to the second part of today's topic about why I've turned from a long-term investor before 2022 to a short-term trading in the US market. Now, this is another topic, but maybe what I can do is to show the link. I will list the link below, and this is what we've discussed. Do visit them. I will then I've discussed about why the topic is like, am I shorting the Nasdaq market even when the trend is up? So at a point in time, not many people are sure where the main trend are heading, but in our discussion, and many of them, we have discussed about why I continue to turn short. And of course, I'm doing a very short-term long, but I prefer to do a long-term short position. So that's what we discussed. And let's go over to the last part again about what we have discussed here is this. Now, let me get into a little bit more micro here, because you still remember about the profiling. We spoke about profiling. The holding period is between about 2 days to 3 months, which is about 12 weeks. And of course, how to get into 2 days. Now, it's really a choice. And I felt that being a profiling type of short-term traders, yes, the holding period is between 2 days to about 12 weeks. So 12 weeks, you just got to be very mindful that perhaps it is time to exit or take profit. So as a trader, we cannot afford to be greedy. Now, I just want to bring you to a little bit of understanding about the contract that traders are trading in. In this case, this example, that we are looking into the E-mini Nasdaq futures, and the minimum fluctuation is a quarter point. As you could see, 0.25 is $5. It means that one full point is 20, 10 is 200, and 100 point is 2,000 US dollars. So it's relatively a large contract, which I'm going to share with you how to manage this contract, although it's a large contract. Now, so we have discussed about this on the weekly chart that we saw inverted hammer. Now, let me just bring you to the daily chart. That's where the point that as a short-term trader, the profiling type, holding period between 2 days to 3 months. Now, 2 days this is a daily chart. As we look into the daily chart, that's a weekly, we saw a inverted hammer. But if you look into the micro perspective on this day itself, 13 December, and Jerome Powell make a interesting statement, and you can go and Google about it. What did he say on the 13th December? It caused the market to have great turbulence. But on this day itself, it demonstrates an inverted hammer, and that's the part 5 that we have discussed about. And that is an entry proposition to turn short. Now, why 2 days to 3 months? Now, it's really a choice that you could hold for 2 days. Let's say enter here, 1, 2, and that is a great profit. So earlier we studied that 100 point is 2,000 US dollars. And we could see that the market have not been moving 100 points, but they're moving 1,000 points lower. So you can choose to hold between 2 days to 3 months. Is really up to individual choice here. And let me just bring back here is that, so I have shorted after 13th of December. On the 14th of December, that's what you saw on the daily chart. And on the weekly perspective, we could see that is a inverted hammer here. Now, let's time it for the next maybe 6 weeks to 9 weeks or within 12 weeks. And that's my perspective. Market is going to maintain under great pressure. So now, and definitely you can find more information on how I manage my investment positions and trades with other profiling types. Just go to my profile. You will see a lot of other information. You will find all the links there.
And if you are enjoying this series and especially today's discussion, do follow me on my next quarterly live webinar. We will study and discuss into the current markets. You can find the sign up link below. If you like the platform I'm using, there are a series of promotions this month. Check the link below for more information. I will continue this trading series, trading into longevity, next week with more market insights and strategy. Feel free to leave me any comments below. I would love to exchange ideas with you. And for more market insights and tutorial, I hope to see you again very, very, very soon. Thank you for staying true, and you have many great trading weeks ahead.